Hello and welcome back to the Mindtrack.net game server. This will be, I believe, Enterprise E Update Prebuild 7. Basically, it's just the process we're going through and setting the ship up for build out. Done a lot of work on it today, today being Tuesday the 6th. What I did to begin with is I went back through and I realigned a lot of these decks. It occurred to us as I was working through here that some of the alignment was slightly off. No big thing. It's just it needed to be addressed. So that's what I did as I came through and kind of sort of addressed it. Some of the decks will be a little bit taller than others. Some of them will be a little bit shorter. But basically, here's one of the examples. I needed to move this cotton line or this one down because I needed an actual floor here in order to get the correct positioning on some things. And once you did that, I had to go through the rest of the area and do the same thing. So basically, this one here is the same as what it was originally, but this one here goes up one. And this one here also goes up one, which is really cool. These just denote where the original lines were at. And this blue is just something I put here a long time ago to let me know that I'd already masked this hull. This was masked the old-fashioned way, and it was very time-consuming. Anywho, also I raised this one here up, and by doing that, if you look through here, you see we now have 5-block height right here, which is really good because this is going to be our main cargo deck. Also, the reason it's 5 blocks through here normally is because this would be the separation plane if the ship were to be a separation version of this class of ship, which this one will not be. Excuse me, this will be our main cargo bay, cargo deck. It'll be pretty darn big, and a lot of this area here will also, if we don't use it for cargo space and whatnot, it'll be repurposed for other things. As you can see, there is a lot of real estate here. So, and when we get out to here, there's going to be a little bit of, I don't know what I want to call it, gapish spaces and things like that that we're going to have to address, because a lot of this stuff has windows. There are viewports and windows through here and stuff that we're going to have to work in and work through. Anyways, zip on back out here again. Now, that is a lot of space. I can only imagine how bad the frame rate loss is going to be once this thing is completed with, or well, sections of it are completed, like on the Voyager. I can barely go over there anymore and without having a severe frame rate loss. I don't think anybody can actually go to that ship without having frame rate loss now. It's got a lot of details in it. Anyways, this area here is just marking out where the shuttle parking area is going to be. It's a pretty big area, but you know, it'll probably change as far as scaling goes when we start getting down into these decks. Of course, that's the main hangar for the upper part of the ship. As you can see here, the repositioning of these lines goes to about right here. There seems to be a couple of signs here. Let's go read this. Shh, don't let me see this. Approximate location of drive computer core, 3 decks tall, smaller than main saucer core. Yep, that's where the drive computer core goes. That's the outline for the deflector dish. And if you come through here, you can see how the realignment works. It just basically shifts everything up by 1 in some areas. And I recreate this, well, we got some more signs here. Approximate location of drive section, Jeffrey's tube pillar. Yeah. So, looks like he moved the warp core on us here. Rough center main engineering complex. Okay, so this section here might actually have to come forward even more than it currently is. If we go with the actual plans. This hangar is pretty large. I mean, it is substantially a very large hangar. Originally, what we were shooting for is the hangar ends just aft of the main engineering section drive Jeffrey's tube thing, which is what I thought this was. But maybe this has been moved back. I don't know. I don't think it has, but it might actually have to be moved forward a little bit. If not, we'll just convert that to something else. But if this hangar bay turns out to be as big as it should be, it's going to be an enormous hangar bay, a ginormous hangar bay. Anyways, but I kind of outmarked it here. This is the main hangar, and it's along with its parking down through here. You can see this actually will be dropped down by 1, and that gives us, I think, a total of 5 spaces through here for shuttle parking, maybe 6, I think 5. And then we have the main bay itself. So, yeah, this is definitely going to have to be looked at to make sure the height, not the height, but the length of it is correct. This is just a rough outline anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the rest of the ship pretty much stays the same. I'm pretty sure there are like 29 decks on it. There are some areas that Am had marked out where the decks are a little bit taller, like 1, 2, 3, 4 through here, and 4 through here, then 3, then 3. I think these are probably going to be for like combined decks for like antimatter pods and things like that. I have to look at the plans again, so I'm not really sure because I haven't really even gotten down this far as looking at plans. See, I just wanted to make sure when I was working on it that this stuff was all correct up to this point. So then I figured from that point down we could address that when we get to it. So, but I wanted all the height to be right through here and to gain as much room as I could on this cargo deck, so that this cargo deck is, you know, at least as tall as the one that's on Voyager, which is about 5 high through the center. And you know, again, when it goes out past the main hangar, which is above us and stuff like that, the parking and stuff, we can go back up to actual 2-story tall like we have in the Voyager. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to be a very large hangar deck. I mean, a cargo bay deck and hangar shuttle parking complex. To be honest with you, it's going to be. I think it'll actually have more shuttle real estate than on the Enterprise D when it's all said and done. And the Enterprise D hangar is huge. It's one of my favorite parts of the Enterprise D is the way that hangar system works on the Enterprise D. Anyways, that's pretty much what I've done down there. That took most of the morning because I had to go through and make sure it was precise. And then when Ed came on, I talked to him and he greenlit it, so we're good. We're kosher. And what else did we do? Oh, I did some more work up here. I laid out a lot more of these power lines further back here. Let me zip on back here. You can see them. I took advantage of the fact that this was a too tall deck spacing, and I laid them in areas so they're like, you can see them through here, which is unfortunate that it's actually right above our heads, but it doesn't matter because it's actually in the ceiling itself, so we're kosher there. I tried to hide them as I could in areas like this, and I could probably go back and redo that one too. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, it's easily enough routed, moved it up to here and run it up this way, then down the center, one of these beams and stuff like that. Or I could run it against this corridor right here, right above us. I don't remember why I did that. I think I just did that because it was a good idea to do it. I don't know. Anyways, but they also feed us to areas above us. Oh, I think it's further down here. Let's run over here real quick. Yeah, areas above us and stuff like that. And it comes all the way out here to the phaser strip. And if we come over here, I'll show you what I mean by areas above us. Come on, let me through here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right there. Since this is going to be used for the equipment for this thing, this hollow suite, it needs power. And there's the power. And I also took some advantage of Jeffrey's tubes. This may not stay. This may not be here. I just put this here to kind of see how it would look. These walls will, you know, they can be removed, actually turned into Jeffrey's tube walls because the the escape pod itself is going to fit right here. So it doesn't matter what this wall looks like as long as the pod fits. And the walls that are on the external parts of the corridors are separate from that. So it should be okay. I mean, if we want to make these into Jeffrey's tubes, we can. If not, no big deal. I just put them there because I thought it looked kind of neat. And if we go back down the deck to the main Jeffries tube there that we were working on, I kind of, whoops, darn it, maybe it's above us. Yeah, I'm already getting lost in this ship, and I've only been working on it for about 5 days. I hate that. Yeah, you get into it, and you're like, I think it's over here. No, it's over here. Zip through here. Oh, buggers. I wanted this to go so smoothly, and it's not. It's embarrassing. Anyways, damn it. It's further back. It's right over there and stuff, but you get a nice view of the underside of the ship from here. Beautiful, ain't it? Okay. Well, we'll just do it from over this way, because I know I can get to it from over here. There we go. 1, 2. Here we are. I knew I'd find it. Just I've been looking all over for it, and it's actually I was on the right deck. What I did is I extended this Jeffries tube this way, because these didn't need to be as big as they were, because we have a lot of real estate to fill, and if I can use the real estate for other gains, I will. So basically, the turbo lift, the Jeffries tube comes from the center out here, and then sort of a jig or a jog, what do you want to call it, dog leg, into this one, which goes down to the phaser strips. Also, it goes forward all the way through next to the what will eventually be one of many transporter systems that are on the ship, directly into this, which is again a top, or well, we can't go any higher because that's the hull, but goes all the way down the ship. So, and this one will eventually, it'll branch out and go this way and other directions as needed. Again, more power couplings, and this one is actually routed above us or below us? Probably below us. Yeah, it's routed below us to this point, and then this kind of steps over and goes into the machinery and stuff that's in here to run the transporter. So, and it also goes on the ceiling above us, kind of zaps on over this way a little bit, and there's a shield generator above us, and it actually goes into the shield generator. So the shield generator even has power now, which is pretty nice. What else was there I wanted to show you here while I was thinking about it? Darn it, I can't remember. Complex is all in, everything's been marked and labeled. Oh, I also went through and I finished up these crew quarters. I redesigned these crew quarters through here a little bit. I wanted to get as much room as I could, and this, beforehand they were kind of, following this little kind of a angular pattern, and what I found is that was just too restrictive. Same problem I ran into on other builds. So I went back to the basic concept of, let's keep everything uniform, keep everything as close to the same size as possible. That way we have consistency. And on the Enterprise D is a good example of no consistency whatsoever. I tried to get past that with my other builds. The Probert build is not a good example of consistency. Each crew quarters is slightly different than the previous one, and they're not uniform per se. They're close but not perfect. But my later builds, I got better and better at refining the crew quarters. Most recently, the Voyager. And what I found is on the Voyager, when you when you go with a uniform styling on the crew quarters, it makes it so much easier to plan these things out. It's a little bit, well, you get into a rhythm with it. Like here, this room here is like that size, and this room here being a bathroom is this size. Your main idea is the main purpose is, the idea behind it is to get a basic styling. Like this room here is a basic styling. You have your main living quarters, you have a little room here, and these walls can be knocked out. These don't need to be here, but they can be. And then you have like what would be a shower, restroom, bathroom area. And it's this way. And what I try to do is I try to alternate it. Like this one would be the bathroom, then or bedroom, and then same thing on this side. So I use both sides, both corridors, and these rooms are equally accessible. So I must be getting tired because for some reason this floor is starting to look pretty green. It's good. Oh, that is dark. Getting a little bit blind, snow blind here from the looks of it. Again, when we ran into this section here, because this is more where the transition from the side to the front happens, I decided just to go ahead and have a nice sized room here. Turn this one into a quarters. Again, this wall here can be taken out, or this wall here can be taken out. It really just depends on whoever ends up designing these crew quarters. As long as the overall room stays the same and they match it to the room that's below it, because this area and the area below it are exact matches. Not so with this section, but definitely with this section, this midsection, it is. These crew quarters all came out really well as well. Again, you know, like a bathroom area, then a bedroom area. Oops, looks like I missed a. There we go. Little doorway there has to be placed. Actually, I went too far. There we go. Glad we saw that, or else I would have drove somebody insane trying to figure out what I was doing there. So this, you know, this took a little bit of time, but I'm glad it. Darn it. Find little things all the time when you're recording. But once it was finished, I was pretty happy with it. I went back through and double checked it against the area below it, and everything looks pretty good. What I'm doing now is just kind of filling these little nooks. These can be repurposed for, like, you know, little alcoves and stuff like that, but for right now I'm just filling them as I see them because they bug me. It's a fetish, I can tell you. You know, something gets me, my OCD says I gotta fix them, and you got to do what the OCD says. I'm going to leave this because it looks pretty cool. Ooh, there's another one. I just have to do it. I just have to have them look, you know, uniform. Now, if they were angled, you know, if we had like carpenter's blocks, it'd be a lot nicer. But we can't do that for many reasons that we've already talked about. We're not going to talk about again. And then with these crew quarters, when I did these ones, I altered them. The entrance is on that side, and on this one the entrance is on this side. That way I'm using both this corridor and this corridor, and basically getting this pattern so that it looks really functional and it serves its purpose. There will be some areas like this that will, you know, what can you say, you know, not going to use them. It's not that I don't want to use them, it's just that there's no reason to use them. I can't, you know, fit them in anywhere, and if I knock this wall out and do this, it kind of blows the whole uniform styling, you know. But I could move this in and move that down, whatever, you know. There's little things you can do to improve the areas a little bit, to use those dead spaces. But for the most part, I wanted to stay as uniform as I can, and that meant doing it like that. So these are doors. Again, another all-purpose, probably emergency locker room on both sides of the ship, because you definitely need a lot of storage. And then this would probably be a large crew restroom area. I don't know yet. Seems like a logical thing to use it for. Again, same pattern here. On this side the doors here, then on this side the doors here. Big living space, bedrooms. And you know what? The nice thing about this is we could put the restroom in the middle, and there'd be a room on this side and a room on this side. Now, I didn't think of that until just now, and I'm not going to go back through here and rip this all out and redo it. Screw that, Jose. Not going to happen. Although it could. It's real. You know what? I might just do that for shits and giggles, because I really don't like these big, long rooms and stuff. They just do. Another one of those got to be filled. Another one. So I might come back through and actually do that now that I'm thinking about it. Darn it. Always finding things to do when I'm recording videos. Just horrible. And it's like, oh, another one. What else was there? That's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure all these rooms. Oh, I did some styling up here. Check this out. Big Herkin Science Labs. Darn it, I thought I had the doors in these things. Yep, okay. Big Herkin Science Labs. Yeah, check those babies out. They're big. this ship has got some science labs in it. It actually has a science lab complex, a two medical complexes, um, plus small a junction, or not junction, but smaller medical facilities, but two main medical complexes and several smaller medical like sub areas, tertiary, whatever you want to call them, tributary, whatever. But I should start putting doors in these too. Just so, what happens is if I don't put doors and stuff, people get confused, and then by people I mean those that help me and and they just wall the area in without putting any effort into thinking like, well, maybe that there should be a wall there, it just, or a door there, and there isn't one. You know, maybe I should bring that to somebody's attention, because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I forget to put the doors in. And the reason we don't put the doors in is when I'm designing it, it's going to change. And if you put a door in it, then people think it's a fixed structure and it can't be altered, which, you know, is wrong. Anything can be changed. It's Minecraft. But I will usually wait to put where I plan to put the door in until everything's in place as far as walls and other rooms go. And then you can sit back and kind of say, yeah, this works well for a door, or it doesn't. Now, as I look at this, part of me says it works, but it just doesn't seem like the right place for a door. But for right now, that's where it's going to be, because I don't know what these rooms here are going to be. They could be medical labs, they could be crew quarters, they could be any number of things. So right now as it stands, the best thing to do is just put a door in where it seems the best place for it, and worry about fixing it later, or well, adjusting it later, because it isn't really broken. But again, on this side here, these big rooms here, now where would you put a door here? Would you put it on this corridor, or would you put it on this corridor? You know, things like that. Well, this one obviously, you know, it's got to be on this corridor here, and on this one, this is actually a crew quarters, so big living space, small bathroom. Put the door right there. That'll probably change. With this one here, again, where would you put the door? Would you put it on this face or in this face? So I haven't really put much thought into that, so I have to, I'm not going to do it just yet, because I want to think a little bit about what I want to do. Same thing with this. I want to think about where I want to put the door, and this will probably be something Em will want to look at, because I know he has a list. He's gathering up a nice list of things for us, of what the ship needs. And again, there is a tremendous amount of real estate on this ship that's going to have to be filled. And by filled, I mean not just, okay, this is just a generic room and leave it at that. Everything on the ship will have a purpose. Every room will have a purpose. That's one thing Em's really good at doing, is sorting that stuff out. Just look at the Voyager, look at the Defiant. You know, to be honest with you, I can't think of this. That's why most of my ships don't have things in their rooms, is I can't think of what to put in them past what I know or what I believe the ship needs. And I have spaces for all of those, and then I end up with all these other rooms that don't have anything in them because I have no idea what to put in them. You know, that's the beauty of having an Em Heller on the team. He has an idea what to put in them. So sometimes it's a little frustrating, because you spend a lot of time and you do something, and Em comes along and says, yeah, but this isn't going to work. You need to do it this way, or this needs to be changed because this needs to be this way, and this over here needs to be affected by this over here, and you need to make adjustments so that this all works together. Boy, I tell you, he's done that to me a couple of times. Face palm, head keyboard. But, you know, you get through it, you work, you learn, and you ultimately, when you're done, you see it come together, and you're like, damn, that boy's smart. How do you figure that shit out? You know, so I've learned, you know, benefit of the doubt. You know, if I have an issue or I think of something a little bit better, Em seems pretty open-minded, but when he's got it pretty much laid out in his the way it needs to go. That's the way it needs to go. This actually I think might need to come back one, but let's see here. Yeah, because this is a separate wall, and then this is a separate wall. So yeah, I can move this one in one. I probably end up doing that so that it's actually hidden. You don't see it when you come around the corridor. It doesn't matter because it's not really a trip. It's just here for because it looked like a good place to put it. So I'll move this in one, and then it'll be pretty much hidden as it comes along through here. And this will just be, even though there'll be ceiling tiles above us, I still like to kind of move that stuff off, you know, to kind of keep it as hidden as possible. Well, you know, taking advantage of the fact that it's there, which is really nice because then we can feed off of these to pretty much any room we want to feed off to. Speaking of rooms, these right here are the, of course, the space set aside for the escape pods. Nice little power line there. This is, I guess, what you would call the entry gantry to the escape pod. A little emergency locker room here. Then I'm not sure what that one will probably be, because this one actually has an emergency locker room here, and this gantry will feed this one and this one, and then this one over here. Unfortunately, there's no because you enter it from the back right here, straight on into it. So, what else was there? Yeah, we've got power lines all through here, thanks to our new method of doing things. And that's pretty much it. It's just pretty tedious. I want Em to run through here and double check all this before I take the magenta and actually make it the floor. That's going to take some time. I could do it in bulk, but I think I'll end up just doing sections of it. Basically what I do is I stand on it, I tell it to just copy it, cut it, drop it, paste it, and it just patterns onto the floor. So, and I'll do that in the areas that I can, but along the edges I'll have to do it manually, and that's pretty time consuming. Burns up a lot of batteries on the wireless mouse. Looks like a landing runway there, doesn't it? A little off looking. Yeah. And I also want to deadfall the rest of the escape pod locations on this primary hall here. I don't know how I'm going to do it for the secondary, I mean for the underside of the ship. I really don't. Because I really don't have decent reference points for where to put those on the bottom side of the ship. That does have me a bit concerned. I mean, I can eyeball place them, but if I'm off, it's gonna be atrocious if I'm off. So I need to be as precise and as accurate as possible when placing these pods on the underside and under the underside of the ship there. I want to avoid the issue I ran into with the Voyager, where I put them where they look like the plans called for them, but they were off, you know, one or two blocks, levels, or whatever you want to call it, and we had to go back. Thankfully, we went back through and we caught them all. We were able to fix them really easily. The Voyager lent itself well to that, but Sovereign is so much larger. It'll probably lend itself easier than the Voyager did because there's a lot more room to play with, but still I want to be as precise as possible to avoid any later issues. I'm sure there will be issues no matter what we do, but the fewer the better. What else? Other than well, that's actually above us. Oh man, I just about freaked out. It's like, what happened to all the windows? They're right here. I look at some pictures, and on some of the ships you don't see any windows. You see like one or two along this, and then on other pictures and images you see as many as I have here or more. I'm going to leave it to Miller. It's his call as if he wants windows like this or if he wants fewer or no windows. But they're there if we want them. They're there, and I deliberately offset them in different areas to kind of give it a little bit of depth. You know, to make it look like, to make it look Starship-ish. The other way to put it. So, you know, in this case, you know, uniformity is fine, but it's just once in a while it's nice to, oh, those don't quite line up. Oh, I see, they're different decks, kind of a thing. You know, I was thinking about actually bringing the next deck up and start working on it, but I can't because guess what? There's a bridge. Running through here sideways. Yeah, look at all that. Yeah, that is a lot of work in here. I really don't like magenta, but it's a good building block for doing this. Also, we could repurpose the purple block, because I don't think anybody uses the purple block for anything. Repurpose that, maybe we gain ourselves an extra block for interior detailing and stuff. Another thing I did is I set aside room for a lift right here. This is the computer complex. To be honest with you, you know, most of it'll be like catwalks and things like that. So I think we can get away with having a cargo lift right here. Also, there's another cargo bay forward here. This one. I don't know if we're going to use this as a cargo bay or not, or it might just be a two-story room for like. I might actually use this as the forward area for the shield generators or structural integrity field inertial dampener systems. Make it 2 stories for that purpose. I don't know. It just depends. Actually, those systems aren't 2 stories tall, so we could easily set them in here and keep it 1 story. It just really depends on how we feel like doing it. And don't mind those. That's me. I'm doing that so that when I grab these and drop them down, I was thinking about doing a bulk drop, and then it occurred to me, well, if these are here, they're going to get put into the ground, and yeah, so I was going through getting rid of those lower blocks just in anticipation of actually grabbing these and dropping them down. But I figured that in those areas, I'll just do it manually, and then leave the big areas where I can break it into sections and do the stand-in drops. So, wow, that's a big section through here. I might make this. I can't. Darn it, the door's right there. Well, I can move it. Nah, I don't know. Damn it. I'm gonna have to address this. This is too wide. It's 1 block too wide. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, it does. Yeah, that door's got to come in one. That's definitely got to get fixed. That door's in the wrong spot. It needs to be right there. Sure enough, if I don't do it, it'll bug me, because this only needs to be 1 wide. It doesn't need to be 2 wide through here, because there'll be another one on this side. See, this one doesn't need to be that wide, and then I'll gain an extra line. Well, I won't actually. This will be. Yes, I will. It'll have to come in 1 as well. That means this will have to be adjusted again, which is fine. Anyways, I do appreciate taking time to watch. Again, this is the Mindtrack.net game server, and this is the Enterprise E Prebuild. Hope you enjoyed the video. I apologize if I seem a little wandery. Kind of tired, but I wanted to get this video done before I called it for the day. So, anyways, please hit that like button for me, and have a great day. Bye-bye. That is a big ship.